Hi everyone, welcome to Keep It 100. You didn't say it. Okay.
So good.
Hi everyone, keep it 100.
Blooper.
Hi everyone.
Tick took.
Hi everyone, welcome to Keep It 100. Anisa, Jesus Christ, could you not? Okay. Hi everyone, welcome to Keep It 100. We have decided to create a panel type talk show online on YouTube because we felt like there's not really any chat shows or any shows on TV that feature a diverse range of people. And what we wanted to do was just sit here, chill, chat, we've got our brews, we've got our topics, just discuss life and
have a little chit chat.
Yeah,
And just entertain you.
Exactly, and just have fun with it. So hopefully you enjoy it. Let us know if you want to see anything, just comment, subscribe, the rest. So I am Shabaz.
I'm Sophie.
I'm Anisa.
And together we're going to keep it 100. I don't think we necessarily have the same opinions, do we?
No, we
No.
vary in opinions, definitely.
I think we have strong opinions, but not necessarily the same opinions.
Yeah.
So it's my favourite month of the year. I absolutely love October because it's Halloween month and clearly someone got the memo.
I am fully dressed up
didn't.
for it. It glows in the dark.
Oh, does it glow in the dark?
It does.
Oh, we should have done it without any lights on. That would have been better. See, I went for orange because I thought, well, oh wait, actually, I am
look like
so
a- yeah,
Halloweeny,
yeah.
aren't I?
Pumpkin. Like a little pumpkin.
Oh
Yeah.
god, no, not pumpkin. Like just that's pumpkin's a bit like bom 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 pumpkin. You know what I mean? I don't want to be pumpkin.
I just went for the fall kind of look. Trying to keep it.
You look more.
Trying to keep it.
Yeah, mind you, keep it classy. So, yeah, that's classy, isn't it? What's your go-to outfit for Halloween when you have it?
Something not too gruesome,
You have to do gruesome. It's Halloween.
but a little bit va-va-voom.
I like the gruesome stuff.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, I need any excuse to just dress up in fancy dress. And Halloween's a good one because you can just merge anything and make it horror.
Yeah.
because-
What annoys me about Halloween is when people don't make an effort, draw whiskers and then put bunny ears on or something and then they go out looking like...
Sophie's looking like, oh, I did that last year.
Actually, I was a fallen angel about 2 years ago.
Yeah, but you literally just...
But I gruesomed it up. I had a bit of a scar.
Do you remember
had
as
the
a-
black wings.
Do you remember as a childhood you just had a bin bag?
Yeah, or red sheet and you were a ghost,
You
weren't
had
you?
pretend blood, them little glow in the dark fangs.
Fangs, yeah. Or you
And a bin bag.
I used to always have people knocking on the door and you'd look at them and especially in the UK where we're
Yeah.
from, they don't really make that much effort. It's not... So you get kids knocking on the door where
Dressed in the PJs.
Yeah, they've got PJs or they've got pajamas, they've got like a bin bag on. And they've gone to the shop and everyone's taken one thing out of the packet.
Yeah.
And then just come and trick or treat, put a bit of blood here. And I've gone, well, you haven't made an effort. I'm not...
We weren't allowed to dress up for Halloween.
Yeah, my parents didn't let us.
I really wanted, like, I've never been to one of them big, amazing sort of Halloween themed parties, you know, like the American style.
Yeah.
And I said this year I would do it, like, having moved into my own place.
And it's on a Saturday as well.
But obviously
Yeah.
we can't because of COVID.
I hate you, COVID.
Like my mum still hates Halloween. My mum absolutely hates me dressing up as Halloween. Whenever I dress up and come downstairs, she's like, oh. People see my Instagram and go, what do your parents say? And I'm like, well, not really, not much.
They don't have a
when
choice.
when they see me, they kind of look and just go,
That's Shabaz.
Just any other day for it.
yeah, it's just something he's up to now. What do you think is a no-no when you're doing Halloween?
Anything religious.
Okay. What would
Yeah,
you?
I was going to say Bin Laden or something.
Oh yeah. Oh god. Yeah.
Or the Pope or a nun.
Yeah. Anything religious. Blackface.
Yeah.
Blackface is a big one.
Do you think it's as offensive if a person whitens their face for a character? Or...
No, because here's the thing. Historically, the reason blackface is an issue is because people took the mick. If you think about the minstrels, they sort of blackened their face and then did the stupid sort of, that was the point. The point was that blacken your face to make them look stupid.
Yeah.
Whereas character impersonation is a different thing. There's a history attached to blackface, which is why it's an
Yeah.
issue. Most people that do it aren't trying to be offensive, but there's a historical significance to do
Yeah, so
blackface,
then, yeah.
which is why it's a problem.
Which is
Yeah.
why it can be offensive.
Yeah. Someone dressed up like as a tampon with blood on it, which
Oh my god, that is awful.
I mean, it's definitely gruesome.
It is gruesome.
yeah, but it's just
why?
But it's not politically correct. It's not. Do something. Wear an outfit that's not gonna. Where your mum's not gonna go. Well, mind you, my mum goes like on what you dressed up as again every year.
A lot of people do the nun stuff on stag do's and
Yeah.
especially like working in Blackpool. I saw so much. There was this one group of, it was a hen do actually.
Lads or girls?
It was hen do, and it was in work, and one of the women was dressed as a huge inflatable penis, right? We then ended up, the fire alarm went off, so we had to evacuate the building. So can you imagine?
She's
this
wandering on the street.
giant
Penis.
Yeah, just stood outside.
But there's
Just
kids.
out in
One of-
panic.
yes.
Yeah, you just.
Yeah, it's just not appropriate.
You gotta be sensible.
sensible.
Question for you guys: what is your favourite horror movie?
What's your favorite scary movie?
Oh.
I mean, I'm a bit of a chicken, so I don't really watch a lot of horror. Probably more so the old school, like Freddy Krueger. I'm still scared of.
Yeah.
I was at the tune, you know, the song.
Oh god, yeah. 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you.
Oh, I used to have nightmares over that.
When I was younger, absolutely loved horror movies. Is that weird for a child?
Yes.
Very weird.
I've always loved horror movies, so no, I'm not.
Now,
judging.
as I get older, I'm a bit more. But Poltergeist. Do you remember Poltergeist?
Anything, yeah.
The little girl.
Anything that you
was
can't
scary.
see, that's a ghost. So Blair Witch Project for me is the scariest film because you cannot actually see the Blair Witch. Things are happening on the camera, but it's not, you can't see it, and I think that's what freaks me out. Horror films these days don't use that formula. They show you the ghost straight away, and then you're like, oh well, I'm bored now. I know it's a CGI
Yeah, I
ghost.
think it's more the sort of
Creepiness.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. It's the way they film it.
But older movies, they had more of a horror factor to it. didn't
Yeah,
they?
yeah.
Whereas
God, yeah.
now, you're like, I know.
Shock, they're trying to shock you.
Someone's jumping out now.
I think the greatest horror movie of all time has to be Hocus Pocus, though. It's not really a horror
Definitely.
film.
Oh, it's a cute one.
Yeah.
It's like
It's a Halloween.
childhood.
Yeah.
It's nostalgic.
Yeah. It's a
it is.
classic Halloween film, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, it's one of those where you want to watch it on Halloween. Like how Home Alone is Christmas. Even though it's
Yeah,
not a
yeah,
Christmas film, it's a Christmas film.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Since it's Halloween, does anyone have any good horror stories? Like ghost story, creepy ones?
I have one.
Oh, you do?
I do.
Ooh, go on,
I
then.
do. So, once upon a time.
I don't think the story is...
No, it's not once upon a time.
yeah. I think you start again with the...
So, this is actually a true story, guys.
Okay. Oh, I don't like true stories.
It's a
I
real
know, it just makes it a
story.
lot creepier.
Yeah, like
doesn't
based
it?
on true events.
So, this story was based back in Africa. So, there was a couple.
Do you know what? Stories abroad scare me more than here, don't
Definitely.
they?
I think there's just something scary about being abroad.
They
Yeah,
are,
then here.
So, it happened abroad,
Okay.
guys.
True story happened abroad.
True story, happened abroad.
Okay.
In Africa.
In Africa.
There was a woman who was working day to day, lived with her husband. She had a doll when she was younger. Yeah, she absolutely adored this doll, had it in a display cabinet. It was
Like one of them porcelain dolls. They
Like
creep me out.
Annabelle, yeah.
It was her favourite childhood doll. She always had it. She comes home one evening and
He's
smells...
having an affair.
No.
No.
The fryer was on.
Someone's killed him.
The fire's on yet.
No, so no. The fryer was on,
No.
right? No one's dead just yet.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, just yet. Ooh, I love good.
gonna die.
Just yet.
So
Spoiler.
she comes home, she's thinking, well, I've been at work all day. Surely he's been at work all day. Why is the fryer on? So
It was a ghost.
she decides one day
The hungry ghost.
something's happening here. She can't quite put a finger on it, and it happened a couple of times. So she thought, right, I'm
So
going
did
to
she
check.
not ask her husband if he...
Yeah, surely you should ask the husband, like, do you know, is the husband putting the fryer on?
I don't have the details. Just yet.
Alright, okay.
Okay.
So you don't have the specifics.
I don't have all the specifics just yet.
My bad, sorry.
So
Africa, husband, fryer.
fryer,
Right.
suspicion.
Suspicion.
Right. So she checks out of work early, comes home, walks through her door. As she walks through her door, something doesn't smell right.
It's bacon. Or the Muslim.
They are Muslim.
And she can smell bacon.
And she's like, oh,
My husband eat bacon.
that is not...
Astaghfirullah. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah, bacon.
She goes into the kitchen. What she sees in the kitchen is very disturbing.
Husband's having an affair.
Right.
Oh, he's dead on the floor.
Yeah,
Frying pan on
frying
his
pan in
head.
his head, knife in the, yeah.
As she walks into this kitchen, she sees before her her doll frying the chips.
Oh, shut up.
I'm not
Oh my
lying
god.
to you.
Shut up.
I swear to you.
No, bloody hell.
I'm being serious. This is like 100% true, right?
What's the
It
doll
was in the
doing?
papers.
Cooking?
So no, because back in the days, it was back in the days. So in Africa, they didn't always have cookers. They had little gas.
Oh, so she's on the stove.
Like a little stove.
Little gas
Yeah, but-
stoves, yeah.
Oh.
So she's probably the height of this little gas stove, and she's fried up these.
What is she frying?
She's frying fries.
Chips.
Why chips?
Why
So she's frying up
Did she
chips
peel them before?
How westernised. How westernised.
because she's trying to seduce the husband.
Oh, give it over.
I swear.
What
With chips.
With chips. Not just chips, she's obviously making a banquet, isn't she? For him.
And the husband doesn't know.
So the husband has been coming home, so then one thing adds to another. She's like, right, okay, husband comes home from work, he's never really hungry. That's a bit odd. The husband comes home from work,
And he doesn't notice that the doll's cooking.
he thinks that his wife has...
And is the doll stood there watching him eat?
So she's going.
Again, I don't have the specific,
She
guys.
got a little apron on.
I don't get it. So she's cooking her chips.
So she's cooking the
And the
chips.
husband's like,
Yeah.
alright, he thinks it's his wife.
So the wife has, as she's walked in and she's seen her doll frying these chips, she's picked up the pan and she's thrown it on the doll and melted the doll.
Fried doll. Kentucky fried doll.
Yeah, and basically the doll was trying to...
Did the doll try to attack her?
Yeah, because she's trying to seduce her husband, so she's going to be
She's
jealous.
trying to seduce the husband. So obviously, as she's walked in, this doll's walking
How
towards her.
is a doll seducing?
She wants to keep us live. He's not aware of this.
Yeah.
He's not aware of this.
Chips.
The doll was possessed. Obviously, guys.
Right, but how does...
This is the shittest Annabelle story.
I don't believe
Am I like
it.
we?
It's a true story, guys. It was in the
I don't
papers.
believe it.
It was in the papers. Yeah.
Why is she seducing him though?
She wants her keeper's life. She's obsessed with her keeper, which is the woman.
What does that mean?
What do you mean? She wants
But why
to be
is she-
the woman?
Oh,
She wants her life. She's frying him food.
I don't believe this.
I swear to you,
I
it's
need
in the
to see this
papers.
article.
I need to do this.
Has anybody else heard of this story? Right.
Moroccan fried doll.
The Moroccan possessed doll. I promise you guys.
Anyone even heard about her?
Yeah.
True story.
I just don't understand why she was trying to seduce the husband. Like, she wanted her life, but why not kill the wife and then just take her place? And
Yeah,
put the
why-
soul in her body?
Because she was,
Yeah,
the
why
way
would
to a man's heart is through his what?
Stomach.
There we go.
So instead,
But then
right,
she could get into his stomach by being the wife. And she could get a hell of a lot more for being a
No,
woman.
she's trying to creep her. She's creeping in.
but it's not. He just thinks there's food there, so
Yeah,
he,
exactly. So that's phase one. Clearly, her phase got ruined. Like the stages got ruined, guys.
Right, okay, Sophie. Yeah, I
Possessed doll, true story.
okay.
Have you got a better one? I didn't think so.
So I read this article about this guy. It was actually just today I came across it. Maybe because of the whole Halloween stuff. What he was doing, he used to collect these porcelain dolls.
Why is it doll stories?
But then what he started doing is digging graves up and taking babies and kids out, and so he was
Dressing them as a doll?
yeah. So he was what do you call it when you
Taxidermy.
Taxidermy, yeah.
yeah. So with salt and baking soda apparently, and then
What was he cooking them as well? That's quite grim because your doll was cooking chips, this guy's cooking kids.
Cooking kids.
Baking soda, a little sprinkle of salt.
and apparently was taking the eyes out and replacing them with buttons, and then what he was doing was putting a music box inside the chest, and he had a collection of them, and his parents didn't even know that this was going on. And I come across this today like
That's
randomly.
No, that is not.
That
That's
give
a
me
bit.
chills.
See,
That's a bit.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
better than the chip frying.
Yeah, exactly. That's a better story, I agree.
She's a possessed doll. What can I say? I'm
Yeah,
in
it was
control
Sophie's-
of what possessed dolls do.
Yeah, well, yeah. A recent government study came out saying that ethnic minorities have a higher risk of catching and dying COVID-19 than white people because of their jobs, where they come from, how and where they live as well. However, some people have argued that it's because of hospital racism.
I mean, I think the household thing is definitely will have
Okay.
an impact. Like culturally, lifestyle and our household. We mix. We have bigger families.
Generationals as well. So you
Yes.
have that grandma,
Yes. So you don't-
children and grandchildren.
all under one roof.
Yeah.
As opposed to hospitals, I don't agree with that.
So do you not agree that it's because systemic racism? You think it's more to do with their lifestyles and the way that people are?
Yeah, of course. And I think they were saying at one point, like Lancashire was a high, like we had a high number of cases, but again, we were the ones that had all the corona test sites.
Yeah.
So we were getting. I mean, I know myself. I had it tested 3 times.
Oh, I did about 8, 9.
Yeah.
I had one test, but however,
So it's just
the older, let's say the older generation, they may put themselves in situations where
They
are, they're not socially distancing, they're not
Yeah.
isolating when they should be. They are visiting aunties, uncles, grandma, granddad.
I feel like sometimes it's down to a breakdown in communication. Like you said, the older generation won't necessarily research it or look into it. It is the younger generation they're relying on. You might get the teenagers or who
Aren't believing it either themselves. So.
and they are the ones that will essentially tell the parents or the elderly.
Do you know one thing that's interesting as well is that this might sound harsh, but I'm going to keep it 100. I feel like within Asian cultures, we tend to live with our grandparents or they live right next door to each other. We see them a lot more. So there is a thing where they'd rather not believe that the news saying to them, you can't go see your grandparents, they'd find that appalling.
Yeah.
In their eyes, it's like, I'm not doing that. What, you want me to leave my grandma on her own?
Yeah.
You want me to leave my mum on her
Yeah.
own? Even though you know full well that you have to leave your relative on their own because the best thing for them at this time is that they need isolated. It's very hard for an Asian person to grasp that.
It's not just the grandchild that's going to go into the house, it's the grandchild, it's the mum, it's the cousin, it's the... They're sharing that responsibility.
100%.
So, coming back to the point, possibly that's why there is a rise in cases. And let's be honest, the media just wants someone of colour to blame anyway.
Well, yeah, they're going to blame
Yeah, there
us.
is a lot of stuff in the media that is. Was it Eid actually?
Oh, yeah.
There was
Yeah.
the pictures that came out where they had sort of said how all this gathering at a mosque for Eid and how people were all sat together, but it was all about how the picture was taken. So then the person who worked at the mosque, he then released the other images from a different angle, which showed that they were all 2 meters apart. So imagine that it was just one article that went out.
It was a picture, wasn't it, from outside the mosque,
yes.
and it was like he'd taken it from the gate outside the mosque, and from an angle it looked like they're all. But over you look at it from a sky view, they're all really apart from each other.
There was literally they were literally drawn squares where they were allowed to sit.
Yeah.
I think it is. I think with scapegoating as well, isn't it? Like a lot of we're way past the we're all in this together stuff now. Now we're all like every man for themselves, and that's what's happened.
There's so many stories there's so many conspiracies, there's so many stories.
God,
is it real? The government's messed us about. You're in, you're out. You're shaking it all about. What's that about?
It's hard to keep up with what the rules are.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm not even getting into that because the rules and what's right and what's wrong and tier 1 and tier 3 and I don't know, just everything.
Inside the pub, outside
the pub. Just there's too much.
In the garden, not in the garden.
Can you see a family? Can you not see a family? Rule of 6. I don't even get it.
You go to Sea Life Centre, but you can't go see your grandma.
Yeah. So this month we've had Thalassemia Day, which was, a day dedicated to raising awareness about people with thalassemia. And Anisa, you have thalassemia.
I do.
So I thought it'd be really interesting to give an insight on what it's like to live with it. With thalassemia, it's a blood disorder, and it's where your body doesn't produce red blood cells.
That's right.
You have to have blood transfusions, don't you?
Yes.
Is it every
month?
Every month. So she has to go to the hospital.
I am a vampire.
Yeah, and when you go to the hospital, she comes back fresh. Like she literally looks refreshed.
Is it Rambo? No, Rocky when he's Eye of the Tiger.
Running up the stairs.
Thalassemia obviously is majority in the Mediterranean, Southeast Asia, so India, Pakistan.
Yeah.
They say like the highest patients are in India actually. Like,
oh wow, okay.
10,000 a year.
I wanted to ask a question which is quite controversial, but I want to keep it 100. There is a history within the Asian community where they do marry within their relatives to keep it within the family. Not so much now, but there is a history of it.
Of course, and that's the problem because a lot of carriers don't even know that they are carrying the trait. They don't know they're carrying the gene.
Right, yeah.
So unless that's where. So with this screening now in other areas of the world, where I'm saying India has such a high population and a high cases, they won't necessarily test it.
Okay.
So they won't. I can't say because I don't really know the process there, but this is why they don't. Why it carries itself, and the life expectancy in places like that, sadly, is like 18 to 20.
That's so bad.
That's sad.
That's so bad.
And it's all about the treatment that they have with it.
You exude that sort of, I can do what I want and I'm not going to sit around and mope about the fact that I have to go and do a hospital, or I will climb a mountain if I need to climb a mountain. Even
Just take a few more breaks.
But I will do it. And that's what's inspiring in a sense for younger people. Because do you think generationally that is the same? Like, do you think kids now are a bit more like, I'm going to do it, or do you think it's gone the opposite way?
I think it depends on the family and how they brought up. As a child, you're almost like, I guess, embarrassed a little bit about having this sort of medication. Being different. It's sad when you see that when they're so focused on this part of their life. And the condition
everything's
that they
about
have.
that for them.
And I think, I'm not that, because now you have like conferences. There's a lot of platforms where you can reach out, you can talk to.
I guess on like social media as well, couldn't you? Like,
yes, there's loads of groups on Facebook, and I mean, I'm even part of them. Sometimes you do get a bit, impatient with the fact that you're sort of things that you do have to revolve around this one day a month, but that's nothing in hindsight. But people across the world that don't have anything,
but they can't,
like I went to a hospital appointment in Pakistan once, and the doctor was amazed that I was a thalassemia major patient at my age, because he had never.
Oh wow, okay.
That's amazing.
And that really hit me, because he had never seen a patient over the age of 18.
Oh, because abroad they'd never. Because I assumed that would have been the case. I thought there was quite a young age for survival, but in this country, I guess with modern medicine and things, we're a little bit more. It's normal, but
as long as you take, you look after yourself, you take your medication, you can have a normal life.
So I do remember you saying to me, if anybody's seen the movie or read the story of My Sister's Keeper, that was essentially your life, wasn't it? How was that?
Yes. So my brother, who was a year older than me, was diagnosed with thalassemia at 6 months. I was actually a planned baby as a bone marrow donor for my brother.
That's so inspiring.
So obviously they then had me, but I had the same condition.
Oh wow, okay. Wow.
So I had the same conditions. So my family had everyone tested, like extended family. And the irony is, me and my brother matched with each other.
Oh no.
We were the only ones that matched with each other 100%. Wow. So obviously, it meant that we both had the condition and we grew up together with it.
So how does that feel for you, knowing that that was your purpose?
Oh yeah,
for being born. That you were there to kind of save your brother. That was essentially your role, wasn't it?
Is it weird?
To be honest, at a younger age, I didn't really think about it. But as I got older, there are times where it was hard hitting, because obviously my brother passed away when he was 16. To think that I was born to help him.
Yeah.
So I guess in that sense, it is weird sometimes when you think about it deeply.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But
are you here now?
Yeah, and I've got the happiest memory.
Exactly.
He was like my little partner in crime. And it was. You had like your best friend that went through the same journey.
You would have been on your own
completely.
Doing it,
like as a kid, my mum would make us go to these thalassemia conferences, which obviously as a kid you can imagine.
Listen to people talk about thalassemia and you do not care.
So the doctor would be talking, and we'd be doodling on a piece of paper, like sending messages to things like that. And then as kids, all the nurses knew us from like a child, like So, and we went to the hospital together, all these little appointments. We were like two best friends friends going through the same journey.
Yeah.
You know what I
Wow.
mean? So in that sense, it was nice to have
Yeah.
somebody with
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
And we neither of us ever spoke about it in any other way apart from just being normal. I guess that helps me be the way I am now.
Yeah.
Because you had someone and that person, you kind of grew up being
And
normal.
we
innit?
were still like naughty little kids. And,
Yeah.
You know, I remember stealing eggs from the kitchen and throwing them for some reason. And we had this fascination of stealing eggs. My mum chasing after us, like, where all the eggs gone. But yeah, I guess that sort of side of it is like the sort of positive, happy side.
What would your advice be for a younger person who's going through it, who's in that stage where it's like, I just want to be normal, I don't want to go, and you do rebel, don't you?
Yeah, 100%. I rebelled. I remember in my early teens, I rebelled against it. I don't even have a real reason towards it. I lost my brother when he was 16, and I think just after that, even though that should have almost scared me a little bit, I went the opposite way. I just didn't care. I didn't take my medication. After I overcame that, like, I understood that actually, for me to have a normal life and to do everything that anybody else does, my medication is the most important thing. And that's the one thing I would say is, you can have a normal life, you can do everything that anybody does, every other person does, but you just have to take your medication and make sure you're doing it properly. There is a platform for people, I definitely think for younger teenagers.
Yeah, they should look into it.
To look into it. To reach out, even just talking to somebody, even just being inspired by somebody who has the trait, but just carries on, does whatever they want, runs a marathon. I mean, I've done loads of crazy
You've
stuff.
travelled the world. And
done stuff.
done everything you wanted to do, haven't you?
and I've just
It's brilliant.
Just a little bit slower, and but I've done it.
It's really interested to know somebody that has it and goes through it and just is, and it's like what you said about the fact that you can do whatever you want as long as you look after yourself and as long as you go and do what you need to do. Nothing can stop you doing what you want to do in life.
Completely.
Nothing apart from yourself.
Completely, mind over matter.
Mind over matter. Yeah, amen. So you also video. What are your thoughts?
It's ridiculous.
I can't believe that's a real thing.
It's a kids' TV show, so they were trying to introduce kids to new foods, cultures and new foods.
Do they do it with other foods and other countries?
I don't know. I just saw that clip and I just found it incredibly offensive. People can't understand why it's offensive though.
Oh, the little lady.
It is very offensive.
The little lady's not even singing.
The Asian lady isn't allowed to sing. She's not allowed to sing. She's just put. There's like they've gone like, Sunita, you're gonna be in it. Oh, so
then
am
it
I
won't
singing?
be racist if Sunita's
Yeah. Because she's like my auntie's best friend who's Asian.
Yeah.
It's so weird, isn't it? Like where we.
It's wrong.
It is weird, isn't it? Though.
And it's just ba-ba-dum,
Ba-dum,
ba-ba-dum.
ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-dum, ba-ba-dum, ba-ba-dum,
way
ba-ba-dum.
through.
Why didn't they just say
think-
all the different foods?
No, I think there might be a different bit where they
they
like
go-
chicken tikka masala, chicken tikka masala, chicken tikka, paneer, onion bhaji,
I felt like they put the Asian lady in
Will they do like...
just to kind of say,
We're not
hey,
racist.
we're not racist.
Yeah.
she's here.
Are they going to do a chicken chow mein?
Yeah.
The video is completely weird. I think other people adapting the culture it's nice to see because it's not always something that
But then
you
couldn't
didn't
they
see
Done
growing
it in
up.
a different way.
They could have had 4 Asian people
Of course,
doing
yeah,
that.
definitely,
They didn't
100%.
need to have the singers. I guess maybe it'd be
Yeah.
singers, but are you telling me there's no Asian, Indian or Pakistani singers that could have been in that? And then
No, of course, no, completely.
Are they the presenters?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Maybe they're the
think
presenters
so.
of the show. Then just don't wear. Just perhaps have the one Asian presenter doing it and saying, "Oh, let me teach you about my new thingy," and then them dancing. But she's not even singing in the video.
And that's where it comes to, like, you don't even have coloured people within your production that can say, hang on a minute, that's a bit fishy.
But that's it. That's the problem with it. Yeah. So TV shows where they do represent Asians, it's like, did you not have an Asian writer? Because we don't say that and we don't do that.
And I think they sort of generalise everyone. They tend to generalise it as Indian, don't they?
Yeah, we're
Like,
all
everyone's
Indian, aren't we?
Indian.
Regardless of whatever
Yeah.
area we come from.
Every time a non-ethnic person sees me, they say, "Oh, you're Asian."
Yeah, and you're not, are you?
Are you Indian?
You're not, are you though? You're like...
I'm neither.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm completely different continent.
Yeah.
I imagine even when you say Moroccan, they're like, also Asian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like Arabs, they confuse you with Arabs, don't they?
And it's like, we're not Arab.
Oh yeah, that's
North
offensive,
African.
isn't it? It's like, I'm not Indian, don't call me Indian.
Yeah.
But that's not, I'm not saying that because it's offensive, it's just because in my head it annoys me that get the right country.
I've once
Yeah.
had this girl at work say to me, "Where are you from?" And I said, "Pakistan." And she said, "Oh, so India."
So I've got another question for you. It's keeping it 100. What do you wish your younger self knew earlier in life?
Oh, that's a good one.
Don't all speak at once.
Yeah.
Who wants to go first?
Okay, I'll keep it 100. What I wish my younger self knew was just be yourself. Like,
Yeah.
let people love you for
Yeah,
who
yeah,
you
yeah.
are. Don't be ashamed of it. Be confident. Be loud and proud about it.
Yeah, amen.
And just don't care what people think, because where are they now?
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah,
similar. I would say it's similar. As a young child, you overthink everything,
Yeah.
and you do care about what everyone else thinks about you.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
And I remember as a kid, or as a young child, I was always almost like the odd kid because I dressed a bit different or I was really timid.
Yeah.
I was almost like, even though I knew that I liked it, like dressing different or having wherever it was, hairstyle.
In your head, you'd go into a room second guessing it.
I would
Yeah.
completely.
Yeah,
To that
100%.
point where I didn't like walking into, into a party or anything like
Yeah.
that.
First.
Having like moved away, or when you find yourself, I embraced it.
Yeah.
And then you love it and
Definitely.
you think, actually, there's nothing wrong with it.
Going back, you could say to yourself, younger self, that just be you.
Yeah.
Like, there's no need
Yeah.
for you to be
To
different.
follow a sort of.
Yeah, I'd say for me, I wish I knew to save earlier. Like, you lot went really deep, but I wish I wish, Lord help me, I wish I'd not taken that credit card and maxed it out and I had a bad credit report. I wish by now I could have had house, car and stuff.
That is keeping it 100 because...
Let's be honest.
Yeah, I think...
We can all regret.
Yeah, I think I only started saving in the last 3 years.
Yeah.
I still haven't started.
You know what I mean? You got a house mortgage and everything. I wish, like, honestly, at 18 I'd gone, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start saving money now.
Yeah.
Because the amount of money,
Yeah.
Lord knows the amount of money I've spent in my life on trivial things and trivial people who I no longer talk to.
Yeah.
Meals out,
Yeah.
getting birthday presents, this and that. Honestly, if I'd saved that, I'd be a millionaire by now.
I think that also stems from, as a child, when you haven't had the best out of life and the nicer
Yeah.
things, you kind of
Yeah.
think, you kind of owe it to yourself. Well, yeah, I am going to go spend that, and I am going to go buy that,
100%.
and I am going to go do this.
I think I was like the opposite. Don't get me wrong, I wasn't, we weren't like wealthy, rich family or anything. We were comfortable. So, and because I didn't have to go out there and earn as a necessity to live, it didn't come to me until I was older.
Yeah.
When I went out and got a job, and now I'm like, well, I have to pay for my own flights.
Yeah, like water. What do you mean you have to pay for water?
Yeah, I didn't even know we had to pay for water.
I know,
until
that's what I mean.
went out.
When I got my own place, I was like, water, we pay for water. It comes out the tap, open the tap, it comes out. What do you mean I have to pay for it? What are you going to do if I don't pay for the water and not send me any water in my tap?
Yeah.
Is that what they do?
Yeah.
They cut your water
They
off?
cut your water off, yeah.
Oh, they cut your water off. So recently, what was on Twitter was that Billie Eilish was seen wearing quite a fitted outfit, and people were jumping on it and saying, oh, she's so fat, she's this and that. Then there was a newspaper article where somebody had said that, oh my God, it's so brave of her. My question is it brave? Or is normality just normal? Being a normal bodied person isn't brave for showing that?
It's sad, isn't it? Because Billie Eilish has a lot of young followers.
Exactly.
Yeah. And what are you giving out? What message are you giving out to like little kids?
That being a little, like, because she wears baggy clothes, that's just her normal body. Normal people are not brave.
It's
You're
not
not brave
It's not
for
brave.
saying
It's
it.
normal.
It
However,
infuriates me.
in the social media world, that is the bravest thing you could do.
Yeah.
Because
As
it's not
harsh as that
reals. The pictures on Instagram, all these media is all photoshopped, airbrushed.
Yeah.
It's not normal. That's what that's not normal, not what
Yeah.
Billie Eilish is doing.
If you see her, if you see that picture, you'll just be like, okay, she just looks normal. Like, she literally looks like
Yeah,
me
she does,
every
yeah.
other day, right? It's just not, it's a normal picture. So what my thing was is, it's not really brave. Like, she hasn't done anything brave to go out there and be
Has
a
she
normal...
reacted to it?
I don't know what, I never read much about it.
What that's telling young children is being a normal average person is supposed to be really brave, pat on the back, oh my
Yeah.
god, congratulations, you've done it. Whereas
Yeah, 100%.
being super skinny, super airbrushed and filtered is
The norm.
is normal.
Yeah.
Which is absolutely devastating. It's heartbreaking, to be honest.
Yeah, 100%.
Do you think we'll ever come away from that? Do you think we'll ever come away from that sort of ideology of like how women should look and the whole airbrushing and...
I don't think we are. I think people are aware of it, but people still want to see the airbrushed filter. Because obviously what's happening at the moment with
Yeah.
filters, like, I can't take a picture without
Yeah.
filter. I find it very difficult to
Yeah.
look at myself normal.
How I'd like
I find
to
that really
have...
sad.
I've got hope that...
No, I just mean, it's true that the fact that you just can't...
Yeah. I have hope that this is going the right way.
Yeah.
And it is going to become normal.
Every time we kind of take a step forward, we go 10 steps back.
Yeah.
Because all of a sudden, it's when they lose weight that it's in the papers like, wow, look
Yeah.
at this.
She's gone super skinny and she looks
Yeah.
awful and
Yeah.
she's unhealthy, and then...
They contradict
Yeah.
between
Yeah.
the two, but I feel like it's still there. Even movies, and you look at the Bollywood industry. We were talking about like old movies, how women were so elegant and beautiful and curvy,
Yeah.
and however they looked. Whereas now they're all just it's all about the six pack and the women.
That's
come
it,
from
Love Island, isn't it?
Yeah, modeling.
Yeah.
Like the women, the actresses, majority of them have come from modeling backgrounds.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
sort of-
Yeah, scouted from modelling, gone into it.
yeah. And that's
Become
sad to
actresses.
think that
It's
that's
sad.
happening. And
I think we're always going to have that. I think we're always going to have the issue of like what's considered normal, what's considered fat, skinny, and all that. I think it's just going to be the thing. But I think what you need to understand is whatever you're comfortable with, like whether you think being the weight you are is comfortable. Like I know when I've put weight on, but that's not weight on. I just want to feel the way I look at myself and see myself in the mirror
Yeah.
is what I would like to look at. Yes, that might be distorted, but I would like to look the way I want to look. And when I do feel good, like I've been posting a lot of pictures because I lost some weight, I felt good, I feel good in myself. Even if I look fatter than I am, I still feel good about myself, and I think people don't necessarily appreciate that. Like I can imagine when I post pictures up, people are like, God, doesn't he love himself? He's always got posting. It's my social
Why
media.
not?
Yeah, but why? Celebrate yourself.
It's my social media.
Yeah.
I'm gonna post whatever I want. If you don't like it, you know where the unfollow button is.
Yeah.
Simple.
Hashtag self-love.
Exactly. This next bit is basically, with us being a show of diversity and having a diverse range of backgrounds, I thought it'd be really nice if we shout out someone that we've seen on TikTok, social media, wherever, that deserves that recognition, and especially keeping it 100, a person of colour. So does anyone have anyone that they want to shout out?
I do.
Okay, good, awesome.
So on Instagram and TikTok, there's a lovely woman who goes by the name of Nemesis.
Oh yes, I know her.
Do you know her?
I
Yeah.
follow her as well.
She's a hijabi.
Yes.
She is so inspirational, super confident, loud
yeah.
and proud.
her voice
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
is amazing.
Isn't it?
Heavenly.
It's just like effortless, isn't
Yes,
it?
that's
Yeah.
the word.
Yeah, yeah.
That is the word.
Did you hear
I took
the-
stole that word from you.
Did you hear
know you did.
her song, the comparison to Miley Cyrus?
Yes.
I heard you on the phone last night. We live and die like pretty lies, you know it. We both know it. Nothing gonna save us now. Nothing.
Oh, I just wish I could sing. I just
Yeah.
wish I had a voice.
It's flawless, like,
And she's so unapologetic.
Yes, she keeps it 100.
She
and
definitely
her
keeps it
fashion
100.
style. I love
That's
her.
it, isn't
Yeah.
The way she's dressed
Yeah.
and like she just, you can see she's just herself.
it? Yeah, she does this thing where she says like, I'm not gonna stop wearing a certain thing because I wear a hijab. Like she keeps it modest, she keeps the thing, but she's so high fashion.
Yeah.
There was one picture where she had like this really like baggy suit on. It just looks so cool, and like all her fashion, like corset. She has a corset on with a jumper on, and it just
Yeah.
looks really cool, doesn't it?
So what I love about her as a person of colour is she's given us the representation that we need.
100%.
Especially, hasn't she? I think she's very far and few, and there's a lot of people upcoming, isn't there?
Like social media seems to these days feature a lot, especially TikTok, I guess.
Yeah.
There's a lot more people on TikTok that are representing, and representation these days is so important. I mean, not papa dom,
Yeah.
papa dom,
No.
papa dom, papa dom type representation. That's not representation. When I say representation, don't papa dom, papa dom. What I mean is that on TikTok, social media, we're seeing a lot more, aren't we? Of
Yeah,
people.
and a positive sort of outlook.
Yeah.
And, so it is inspirational for like young sort of people from the same ethnicity
Yeah.
or background that are a bit reluctant to come out and be on social media platforms.
Yeah,
and stuff.
exactly. Yeah.
You can see she is not afraid of being who she is. She's just herself,
Exactly.
and I think that's what the amazing thing is, that
Yeah.
she's out there for us to
100%.
see. And
Yeah, and I
kind
think
of it makes you proud.
Definitely,
100%.
definitely. And I think she's also educating people who don't have friends of colour.
So
Yes.
true.
People
Very,
who
very true.
aren't around ethnicities and that typical media kind of coverage.
She wears a hijab, so they
yeah.
think they're quite quiet and like
Yeah.
uber religious and oppressed. Where
Yeah.
she's like, I ain't oppressed. Like, I am one
No.
thing.
I'm trendy.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like it normalises it, doesn't it? For
Yes, that's the thing. It
for everyone, and also gives that insight into. Well, do you know what? We can be cool, we can be sassy, we can wear a hijab, we can be loud, we can be proud, we can be everything.
Exactly, and we can be. We're just normal people, aren't we?
Yeah.
Like, the thing
Yeah.
is, she is British. She's dual cultured, but she can do a bit of both, and that's what's so important these days. Is for
Yeah.
people to see that, isn't it? So well done, Nemesis. I
Yeah.
think she got Nemesis. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Shout out.
Yeah, we'll link all her social medias down below. Keep it up,
Take a look.
honestly.
And if you have any suggestions of any people
Yes.
of colour
Yes.
that you would like us to kind of give a shout out to and for us to kind of put on the map, then just let us know in the comments
100%.
and we can
Yeah,
give
I'd
them
love
that
to see
recognition
as
they
well.
need.
Yeah.
What I love about social media, especially TikTok, is where white people embrace our culture.
Oh God, yeah, yeah.
And they
Right,
make them
yeah.
sort of videos where they're dancing
They're
to
like-
iconic songs.
Oh God, yeah. And they love it as well, don't they? It makes me
gives
so
such a-
happy.
It gives you such a warm
Yeah.
feeling when you watch it.
Yeah.
I love it. There's loads now as well. Like
Yeah.
really sort of.
Have you seen
going
the
on.
one with the boys in the
changing room?
Yeah, it's so
Oh
funny.
my god, it's so funny.
And do you know you're so right, because
Yeah.
those ones are ones that you look at and you like instantly, because you're like,
Yeah.
oh my God, they like
Yeah.
our songs, like,
And they look so happy when they're doing
Yeah.
a lot
Yeah.
of the dancing ones.
yeah,
these days.
100%, yeah.
So there's a woman I come across like from Texas, a random lady, sort of raising awareness about the Muslims in China.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
like
yeah,
a random
yeah.
lady in Texas.
Yeah, and Texas
Yeah.
is, you don't, you know, the
And imagine her sort of viewers, and so that just takes it out there.
100%,
Yeah.
yeah,
Passes it
yeah.
on, and all the other people.
Yeah, because it is always a case of like just people of colour shouting at other people of colour, but it's so nice when like it's not just about race. It's not always about race. So the fact that people just appreciate everybody,
Yeah.
I think it's nice. I think we wanted to give a
Yeah.
shout out to someone that may not necessarily be given a spotlight, or
Yeah.
may not necessarily, people might not know about them. So I
Yeah.
guess that's what this is
And
about.
I think it's so easy for people to kind of just stick with their own kind
Yeah.
of people, whether you've
The
got
norm,
similar cultures
the norm.
and stuff. Yeah, the norm. But I'd say go out there, embrace your culture, embrace your personality, share it with the
Yeah.
world, share it with people who have never even been able to kind of come across them cultures and stuff like that, and just
be the representation we need, and
definitely.
then that way one day when somebody does say something negative about a certain race or religion or whatever, you can turn around and say, well, no, actually I met a person, or I remember
Yeah,
seeing a person, they weren't like
That's
that.
what I'd make an effort to do.
Yeah.
Like working in a place where it was predominantly white people, I was the only Asian
Yeah,
person.
yeah.
I went out of my way to sort of teach them and show
Yeah,
my
100%,
culture.
yeah.
It makes me happy, and it makes me happy when
People question
yes,
it, isn't it? Yeah,
I'd
yeah.
rather. I mean, some people have never been around
Yeah.
Yeah.
somebody from a different culture, so they're not aware. They don't know. They
Yeah.
just see what they hear. So telling them and sharing stories about
Yeah.
And they're not being ignorant.
No,
they
it's just never
they
been
just want to
around.
know.
And I think as well, me personally, when I was younger, I went to an all-white school. Most of my friends were all white, but you kind of like lose your kind of sense of culture, and you want to become more kind of accepted.
Yeah,
by
yeah,
them.
yeah.
It kind of takes a back
You,
step.
you whitewash
Yeah,
yourself,
yeah.
don't you? To
I think
Yeah.
I think I sort of did that in my younger
Yeah,
years as well.
You
Yeah.
whitewash your own sort of culture
Yeah.
to fit in. I think we're in that place now where that is so much more accepted. So rather than having to fit into that different culture, we're now going, do you know what? No, I'm gonna embrace my own culture.
Oh yeah, completely.
You know
And
what
I
I mean?
think I use my social media platform to do that.
So that's it, we're done.
Yeah.
So that was it.
Yeah.
It was really good. I really enjoyed that.
It was entertaining, it was emotional, it was
Keeping
real.
it 100.
Definitely
Keeping it 100, yeah. And the thing is, we just wanted to have a little chat, and like, there's no topic that's going to be off limits. If you do have anything that you want to suggest to us, let us know in the comment section. We're going to try keeping this regular. We should do another one in November, then a Christmas special.
I love Christmas.
I know, we'll all dress up for Christmas.
I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've taken away a lot. I hope you're able to comment on a lot and be able to just be a part of the discussion.
Make sure you give us your opinions, add some comments if you have any. Let us know what you thought.
Yeah, and if you like the show, then just give us a thumbs up. Hopefully, again, like we said, we'll do this again. For now, stay positive but test negative. And always
Keep it 100.
Bye.
See ya. It's more of the systematic.
Say that again. A panel type. Let me do it.
A lot. She's given us. Sorry.
No, it's fine.
Sorry. Booster seat.
You sounded so robotic there. Because perhaps I won't say that because I can't swear.
No.
Sorry, I just felt a burp coming up.
What?
I can't do that.
I'll say that on camera.
No. Start that again.